It's 46 days to the December polls. Good morning. Welcome to the Star Breakfast News on your Simply the Best dial 103.5 FM. Coming up this morning, fireworks expected in Parliament today as NDC caucus vows to occupy majority side of the House. But the NPP caucus say they will not descend into the gutters to foment chaos.
I won't lead my side to confront them. It won't happen. Civil society is watching us. Reasonable men and women of our society are watching us. Those innocent party foot soldiers, I should bring them to Parliament, and if something happens to them, I will go home under protection, and then they would be in the hospitals. No, you don't get that from me.
Also coming up, leading member of the Movement for Change, Hope Sinadoye, accuses the NPP of selective justice as the party remains tight-lipped about its MPs who are contesting as independent candidates. Plus, acting paramount chief of the Japan traditional area appeals to NPP flag bearer Dr. Baumia to consider revamping the Volta Star Textiles factory to offer jobs for youth in the enclave. We've got details of all these stories coming up shortly, but first let's remind you of our affiliate stations across the country.
Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, MyStar Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Star 1035 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM, Star News. Informed, in depth, in touch.
Many thanks to you for choosing Star News. I am Nurein. Abass to begin the bulletin this morning. All eyes will be on Parliament today as the legislative arm of government reconvenes amidst confusion over which caucus will occupy the majority side of the House. You recall the NDC caucus has served a notice they will take their rightful place as majority following Speaker Barbin's announcement of October 7th declaring some 4 seats vacant. Despite a Supreme Court decision barring Parliament from declaring the seats vacant, the NDC MPs say they are sticking to their guns. Here is Ningo Pram MP Samuel Nati George.
And because God wants to show a sign on Thursday, even before the December 7 election, the NDC has become majority in Parliament. And let me use this to serve notice to the people of Ghana, including the Supreme Court of Ghana. The Parliament of Ghana is an independent arm of government. We are not going to be cowards on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we are going to Parliament and we are taking our position as the majority group in Parliament.
You heard the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram Samuel Nati George, but the leader of the NPP caucus, Alexander Fenyomakin, says NPP MPs won't clash with their counterparts over who occupies the majority side of the House.
My weapon is the law, not in the brow. I won't face them. I hear they are organizing party foot soldiers and they are asking Greater Accra to each constituency to give 200 people. What for? For them to come?
That's the information inspector.
Yes, very reliable source. What are they coming to do? For us, this is our position, very clear. In the morning, if we realize that they've taken our seats, we'll not even waste our time getting into the chamber. No, I won't do that. I won't lead my side to confront them. It won't happen. I will not give them that theater to undermine our democracy. Civil society is watching us. Reasonable men and women of our society are watching us. The academic, the business community. Those innocent party foot soldiers, I should bring them to Parliament, and if something happens to them, I will go home under protection, and then they would be in the hospitals. No, you don't get that from me.
You heard the leader of the NPP in Parliament, Alexander Fenyomakin. Still on this development, private legal practitioner Bobby Banson has urged the governing New Patriotic Party and the largest opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, to smoke the peace pipe as Parliament reconvenes today.
I expect cool heads to prevail and the supremacy of the Constitution as has been interpreted and applied by the Supreme Court to apply. Like I said, there's avenue for Speaker of Parliament who thinks that he doesn't agree with the Supreme Court decision to adapt by applying for a review instead of, taking the law into his own hands, because then you can't have these two institutions of state trying to flex their muscles against each other. It will not augur well for our democratic dispensation. Yes, now the Supreme Court has suspended the effect of those orders. So as it stands now, if you go by the orders of the Supreme Court, they are liberty to discharge their parliamentary duties. They are very senior lawyers amongst them, and I believe that they know that the oath that they swore in Parliament is to the Constitution, not to any individual. And so if, like I said, the Supreme Court had made a decision that they are not happy with, the doors are not shut on you, you can go for review so that we see how that goes as well.
You heard private legal practitioner Bobby Banson. On his part, General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayose, has revealed that his organization has engaged with key stakeholders, to promote dialogue and ensure calm among all parties.
Well, I can tell you in confidence that there's a lot of backdoor shuttle diplomacy going on right now between the major stakeholders and the Christian leaders in the country right now to avert anything untoward happening tomorrow when Parliament resumes. I said it's backdoor mediation going on, so it's not something I want to put on air right now. The work is going on to avert any major showdown. There will be no major showdown. Everything will be fine tomorrow morning. We are praying so. So far, so good. I've got very positive feedback that it shall be well tomorrow.
You heard General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayose. Well, Parliament, as part of security measures, has shut down the public gallery until further notice. My colleague Obed King-Aglo joins me with detail of a statement from the Parliamentary Service. Good morning, Obed. What does it say?
Right, so Nurein, yesterday the Parliamentary Service issued this statement, and it reads: security measures for proceedings from Tuesday, 22nd October 2024. And it reads, as part of measures put in place to ensure the safety and security of the Right Honourable Speaker, MPs and staff, honourable members are respectively to take note of the following. 1. All MPs, staff, and members of the press will be screened thoroughly before entry into the chamber. Secondly, bodyguards of MPs will not be permitted in the chamber. Also, vehicles will not be allowed to park around the Grand Arena. Additionally, MPs are to be dropped at the designated drop-off zones within the precinct of the Accra International Conference Center. Also, the Ghana Police Service will provide directions to the designated drop-off zones. Additionally, MPs are requested to wear their parliamentary identification tags. Also, access to the chamber will be from 0800 hours, that is 8 a.m. basically. And lastly, the public will not be allowed access to the public gallery until further notice. And it says that respectively counting on the cooperation of all. And it was signed by the Deputy Marshal of Parliament, Frederick Bauer, retired.
Well, thank you very much, Obed King-Aglo. In other stories this morning, a leading member of the Movement for Change, Hobson Addo, is accusing the New Patriotic Party of selective justice in its own rules about forfeiture of membership in the case of the two MPs who are contesting as independent parliamentary candidates. He finds it unfair that the party will contest the declaration of the primary parliamentary seats vacant when the same party swiftly applied the sanctions against him and three others who declared their sympathies for Alan Chamating. Now, Movement for Change. He says the party should man up to its own constitution or be ready to have others challenge the party's decision in the future.
MPP is being doing selective justice. Yes, selective justice in the sense that I was MPP member, or Hilinto was MPP member, Wabiasamo was MPP member, Boniface was MPP member. We just said we sympathize with Alan. Immediately immediately they wrote a letter to dismiss us from the party. And the party constitution supporting a candidate, they sack you. And you contesting as independent against the party's candidate. And that's why the constitution is ripping or what? The same Article 39 they use against us, the same thing must apply. Next time you use it against someone, you go to court and refer to this particular issue. And you see that your constitution becomes useless. If they are men enough, they should take action the way they quickly took action against us.
Now, before we go, the acting paramount chief of the Japon traditional area, Torbi Kokloko Aname Titiriku VIII, has appealed to NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to consider revamping the Volta Star Textiles factory in the area if he becomes president. He believes that if revitalized, the factory would serve as a source of employment for the youth in the area. He made this appeal during a stakeholder engagement with the NPP flag bearer, who is currently touring the Volta region.
The Volta Star Textiles factory, once the pride of our region, has long been in the state of dormancy. This factory holds immense potential for creating jobs and boosting economic activity, not only in North Tongu but across the Volta region. We humbly appeal to you, Your Excellency, to champion the effort for the revitalization of this vital industry. Its revival will empower our youth, provide livelihoods for many large families, and contribute to the national economy. 2. Creating of a new district, Upper Tongu district. North Tongu has grown significantly over the years, and we believe the time is right for the creation of a new district, as the Upper Tongu district.
This is where we draw the curtains this morning on the Star Breakfast News. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh. I am Nurein Abass. Many thanks for your company.